Fingered flow is the most curious of the three types of preferential flow. It is not intuitive to expect that infiltrating water will break into thin paths in a homogeneous sand. There are no cracks or roots to guide preferential flow here, but in effect, something similar to macropore flow results. It is not a simple concept to understand, so it may help to consider some common analogous flow phenomena. After the initial gush of water from a sponge saturated with dyed water, the unsaturated sponge drips in streams of water. Here, the sponge is analogous to fine sand, and the air under the sponge is analogous to a huge pore of coarse sand. The width of the streams, as with the fingers in coarse sand, depends mostly upon the pore size in the coarse sand. Other analogies include water that streams down a windshield after a car wash, and alcohol, which evaporates from the sides of a glass in a fingered pattern. In the case of fingered flow on a windshield, there is no analogous sponge of fine sand that holds the water before it is released in fingers. And research has shown that fingered flow will occur in coarse sand without a layer of fine sand on top of it. A sufficient flow rate that leaves a thin layer of water on the sand surface is all that is required to produce an unstable front at the sand surface, and thus to induce fingered flow in the coarse sand. This experiment, which was videotaped in color and in real time, demonstrates that and shows just how quickly water can move through soil. Fingered flow has also been observed in the field, where cycles of wetting and drying only make finger paths more persistent. In the 1970s, farmers and residents on eastern Long Island were shocked to find that their groundwater had been contaminated with toxic levels of aldicarb, a pesticide that does not easily break down. In addition to the low degradability of this pesticide, a culprit of the disaster was found to be fingered flow. And since then, in other regions of sandy soil around the world, contaminated groundwater has been blamed partially on fingered flow.